Today we have more freezer meals planned. Let's get into it. Cheers. So I ended up making 4 freezer meals. I make a baked oatmeal, 12 protein pancakes, 18 tacos with refried beans, egg whites, veggie, and cheese. And lastly, I made 18 sausage, egg, and cheese on the English muffin. And this recipe calls for 4 cups of milk. So if your milk is about to expire, this is a good way to use it up. And we're gonna go ahead and mix everything, incorporate it all really well. I go ahead and pour the mixture into a greased 9 by 13 inch pan. So the mixture is liquidy, but that is completely normal. You want all of that liquid to soak into the oats. And it didn't call for this, but I went ahead and added some frozen berries to the top and just pressed them in. So this was my first time trying out this particular recipe. I'm definitely going to use it again. It came out really good. It wasn't dry. And I think that adding those frozen berries on top added the right amount of sweetness. It turned out great. I baked the oatmeal on 375 for about 45 minutes, and this is how it turned out. The baked oatmeal was definitely one of my favorites, and this yields about 12 servings. Each serving is 363 calories. So now I'm gonna go ahead and portion everything out into these containers. And I love these food containers. I literally use them for everything. And I also haven't run into any issues whenever I freeze food in them. The food always comes out great. I went ahead and doubled this recipe and I came up with about 12 pancakes. And I go ahead and scoop the batter with a 1/4 cup. That way they're all even. And each pancake was about 130 calories and 12 grams of protein. Okay, and after the pancakes were done, I went ahead and stuck them in the freezer. That way they can flash freeze really quick before I stick them in these bags. And I like to do it this way because whenever I'm vacuum sealing the pancakes, it doesn't squish them. Now I'm gonna make the sausage, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. So this is the dough that I made the night before, and I put it in the fridge to proof overnight. Okay, and I'm just gonna roll this out, and I did double this recipe, so it yields about 18. This recipe is actually from the Preppy Kitchen. I can go ahead and link that below. So now I'm gonna cover these and let them proof for another hour. And here they are after an hour of proofing. Now they're ready to cook. Okay, so I'm about to throw down the English muffins. So what I need first is some cornmeal. So we'll go ahead and dust this with cornmeal. That way it doesn't stick. Okay, we got these babies thrown down. So we're just gonna wait about a minute or so and then flip them. Here they are flipped. They're looking really good. It's browning really nicely. Now I'll get started on the second batch. And here they are all done. These turn out so good every time. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw down all 18 eggs for the English muffins. This is such a satisfying process. I love how they look. Throw on some salt and pepper, and let's go ahead and cook these up. Okay, and now that the eggs are done, we're gonna go ahead and place these to the side and get started on the sausage. Okay, so moving along to the sausage patties. This is my preferred brand. You can get whatever you'd like. So now I'm gonna go ahead and portion these out and roll them up. So with these, I end up making 18, and I weighed them all out at 50 grams. So I like to smash the sausage down with parchment paper, and I like them really flat so they'll fit on the English muffin really well. And the sausage is done, so the last step is going to be to grate some cheese. So this is the cheese that I ended up using. I typically don't get this type of cheese, this brand. I really like the Tillamook brand. That little chunk right there is actually Tillamook brand, and it just grated so much better. This one here kept getting stuck in the machine. I'm not sure if it's because the cheese is waxy. It does seem a little waxy. I digress. It turned out good. Okay, now it's time to go ahead and assemble the English muffins. So I do end up making 18 of these. And these are about 500 calories each. I think it's the sausage that really brought that number up. I think I calculated it right. Now I'm getting started on the tacos. So we're gonna cut up the veggies for this. So that's gonna be a bell pepper and an onion. I also end up throwing spinach in there. Sliced up. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on the cast iron. We're using baby spinach in it as well. Now I am heating up the Blackstone to throw down the egg whites. That's gonna be for our tacos. And I use about 1.5 boxes of these egg whites and then just season them lightly. Not gonna lie, these egg whites were kind of a pain. Probably needed to throw down a little more oil. Now to strain the beans, I had soaked them overnight. So I have 2 cups here and I made these in the Instapot. I let them cook for 2 hours. So I blend everything up with a hand mixer and I'm gonna go ahead and add about 3 tablespoons of this bacon grease that I had saved. So we'll throw this down, let it heat up, and then put the beans in. Whenever I was stirring up the refried beans, they were pretty thick. So I threw in some bone broth that I had made. It turned out pretty good. Now we're throwing down the tortillas. I didn't make them this time. I ended up picking some up at HEB. And here are our tortillas. The tortillas are done. They came out absolutely beautiful. So now I'm gonna assemble everything. So I was able to make 18 tacos, and each taco was about 264 calories. So this was pretty much a success. Everything turned out really good. So this is pretty time consuming, but it's very rewarding. It's always great to just grab something and go, especially if I'm having a crazy week. Okay, so that wraps it up for this video. So in total, I made 18 tacos, 18 sausage muffins, about 12 servings of baked oatmeal, and 12 pancakes. And in these last clips, I thought I was having my picture taken. So there's that.